Hi, what's good, people? What is going on? Resident Evil 8, highly anticipated game for me. I am so hyped and cannot wait to play the demo when that comes out, as well as the full game. Whilst waiting for that, I just want to talk about mainly the hype evolved around Lady Elesina Dimitrescu, who is one of the main villains of Resident Evil 8 Village. I'm pretty sure, based on the information that we know so far, that she's going to play a pivotal role in Resident Evil Village. But what I want to talk about mainly in regards to her is how she fits in line with other female villainous characters in the genre of Resident Evil, which no one has even mentioned, because Lady Dimitrescu and her look and the role that she's going to play is nothing new to the series of Resident Evil. Two of my favorite Resident Evil games in the series actually has host to two villainous female characters in those games, and Lady Dimitrescu plays in line with those, and we're going to see how she compares to them, because making a character that's quite alluring, appealing looking, but has a evil side to them is not new. So that takes me all the way back to Resident Evil 5, which is one of my favorite Resident Evil games of all time, and in gaming anyway. And the character in that game was Alexia Gioni, who was a British-Italian businesswoman known for her leadership of Tricell Inc. Africa and her involvement in Tricell's bioweapons program. So she was the female villain in Resident Evil 5, and she was someone who took orders from Albert Wesker in that game. But if you notice, she has a very alluring and appealing look to her, very attractive looking. Not only that, she also takes orders from someone, which is Albert Wesker. Same thing with Lady Dimitrescu. She takes orders from Mother Miranda, from who she mentioned in the third trailer for Resident Evil Village. And again, she has an alluring look. So it's just nothing new, really. It is actually not new, and this is a really good continuous pattern that Capcom tend to make from time to time with their characters, and Alexia Gioni is one of them. I really wonder how they will compare when we actually get Resident Evil Village the game, because Alexia Gioni, she was very intelligent in the knowledge of what she knew about the ongoing events and her partnership with Albert Wesker. But on top of that, she, by the end of Resident Evil 5, transforms into a monstrosity. And that takes me to another character who falls in line in the same vein as a attractive looking female villain in Resident Evil, and that is Carla Romandes. Now, Carla Romandes is I want to say a clone of Ada Wong, but almost like a doppelganger of Ada Wong, pretty much actually. And she was a genius researcher working for Derek Simmons and the one responsible for the discovery and creation of the C virus. Due to deception by Simmons, she became a doppelganger of Ada Wong and the eventual founder of Neo Umbrella. So in Resident Evil 6, she was the character that took orders, was playing fiddle behind Simmons, and had her own agenda in terms of seeking power, essentially. But she once again has a very appealing and attractive look. Not so much as Alexia and Lady Dimitrescu, but she still looks appealing. Carla did, and that is just the same pattern as to what Capcom do with female characters that are villains in their games. Well, since Resident Evil 5, anyway. The only exception to that would be Margarita, or Margaret, I believe, in Resident Evil 7. The point is, female villains always play a strong role in Resident Evil games, a real strong role in Resident Evil games. And based on the backstory or some of the information that we know of Lady Dimitrescu, she's going to play a very heavy role in this game, as we all predict anyway. But it reads here, Alexia Dimitrescu is a mutant human noblewoman of unspecified rank, resident to an Eastern European country, which is interesting because, again, Alexia was part Italian, I believe. British Italian. So an interesting point, because it's to me it seems as though they've revamped Alexia and came up with Lady Dimitrescu, in my opinion, based on how they look, their choice of clothing, and their role, what they're going to be playing. But it does say here, she inherited Castle Dimitrescu, a fortress controlled by the family since its medieval inception, for a duration of 70 years, between the 1950s and 2020s. She was related to a series of violent homicides. Dimitrescu lives with 3 women whom she considers her daughters. The design and look and height bears a resemblance of the Japanese urban legend Hachi-Ishaku-sama. I believe I'm saying that right. Both are pale, very tall, and are known to wear wide-brimmed hats. However, Alexia Dimitrescu seems to target mostly female victims of all ages. Hakusama targets children. Her last name, Dimitrescu, is a name of Greek origin, though using a Slavic version with a Romanian patronym, Isiu. So the name would be translated as Son of Dimitri. A story trailer shown off during September 2020's PlayStation 5 showcases a creepy setup to the game's story, partly through the lens of an animated storybook. The village that it envelopes RE8 seems like an appropriate demented destination with deadly forests. That is that storybook that is being read and told throughout a couple of the trailers with Resident Evil 8 village thus far. So based on that information regarding Lady Alexia Dimitrescu, she really, to me, compares to Alexia Gioni. She really, really does. And with the past history on the female villainous characters, based on how Alexia ended up at the end of Resident Evil 5, turning into a monstrosity, as I mentioned before. Same thing happens with Carla Ramandames. She ends up as a monstrosity again as well. I have a theory that Lady Dimitrescu is going to end up the same way, but I'm going to make another video based on what I think she's going to actually turn out as. So that's going to be real interesting. But I just wanted to make this video to basically give my thoughts on Lady Dimitrescu. I think her design is amazing, and I think Capcom are really taking Resident Evil 8 in the right direction, because you need to think Resident Evil doesn't just refer to zombies, although the series was based on that. evil is just like anything bad. So a residence that has something evil within it. So it doesn't have to be zombies. And throughout Resident Evil, there's always been some kind of other monstrosity alongside zombies anyway. This time round, it seems like vampiric and werewolves and witches and whatnot. So we shall see how things turn out. I cannot wait. And yeah, I will catch you all in the next video where I talk about what's going to happen with Lady Dimitrescu by the end of the game. I'm pretty sure. Like the video if you haven't liked the video already, and also follow me on Twitch if you're not following me on Twitch as well. Twitter, follow me on Twitter if you're not following me there also. With that being said, I will catch you all in the next video, and peace out. Later.